Hey everyone! If you're an optometry or refraction technician and you've been thinking about what's next for your career, you're going to want to listen up. We are about to break down a really big opportunity that just might be perfect for you. So let me ask you this. Does a stable, secure government job in your field sound like a dream come true? If you're not in your head right now, then you are in the right place. We're about to dive into a new recruitment announcement from Northern Coalfields Limited that you definitely don't want to miss. All right, so the opportunity we're talking about comes directly from Northern Coalfields Limited. You've probably heard of them as NCL. They've just announced a vacancy for a technician refraction optometry trainee, which is a really key paramedical role. Now, I know what you might be thinking. There's only one post available. But hold on, this is a really significant one. It's a highly specialized position, a TNS Grade D, which stands for Technical and Supervisory Grade. The person who gets this job will be working right inside NCL's own hospitals and dispensaries, putting you at the absolute heart of their employee healthcare system. Okay, so the big question is, who can actually apply for this? Let's go through the requirements, kind of like a checklist, to see if you're the right fit for this role. First things first, let's talk academics. You need to have passed your 10+2 or your intermediate exam. But here's the most crucial part, the non-negotiable. You must have a diploma in refraction or optometry, and it has to be from a government-recognized institute. Seriously, without that specific diploma, you won't be able to apply. Next up, age. You've got to be at least 18 years old. For the general category, the maximum age is 30. But there is some good news for others. If you're an SC or ST candidate, you get an extra 5 years. And for OBC candidates, it's an extra 3 years. And listen, the most important date to remember here is May 1st, 2026. That's the cutoff date they'll use to calculate everyone's age. All right, let's say you're qualified, you fit the age criteria. So what makes this role so great? Let's get into the good stuff, the salary and all the long-term benefits. Check this out. The basic monthly pay for this job starts at around 43,775 rupees. That's a really strong starting salary that gives you some serious financial stability right from day one. But wait, it gets better. The job comes with a 3-year training period. Once you finish that successfully and pass a trade test, there's a clear path to get promoted to Grade C. And on top of that great basic pay, you also get a dearness allowance, access to fantastic medical facilities, and a bunch of other government allowances. Okay, now for what is probably the most important part for all of you who are thinking of applying, the syllabus. You should really think of this as your personal blueprint for acing the selection exam. So take a look at how the exam is structured. It is heavily weighted towards your core skills. A massive 70% of the marks are for technical subjects, all the stuff from your optometry background. The other 30% covers more general topics. The message here is crystal clear. You have got to master your domain knowledge. So let's zoom in on Section A, that big 70-mark technical part. As you can see, it covers the whole spectrum of your profession. You'll need to be super sharp on everything from ocular anatomy and refraction to common diseases like cataracts and glaucoma, not to mention the practical stuff like how to use ophthalmic instruments. And then there's Section B. This part rounds out the test with 30 marks covering general knowledge, current affairs, reasoning, and some basic quantitative aptitude. Now, I know it's a smaller section, but don't sleep on it. A good score here can definitely give you the edge you need over other candidates. Okay, so you know what you need to study. But how does NCL actually pick the final person? Well, the good news is the selection process is refreshingly simple. It's really just a 2-step process. First, you take the computer-based test, or CBT. If you score well enough on that, you'll get called in for document verification. And that's it. Your final selection is based only on your score in that computer test. Let's dig into the exam pattern a little more. You'll have 90 minutes to answer 100 questions, and each question is worth 1 mark. But here's the real game changer, the detail you need to know. There is no negative marking. That is huge. It means you should absolutely 100% attempt every single question. Now, to even get considered for the next step, you have to hit a minimum qualifying score. This chart lays it out pretty clearly. For the general and EWS categories, you need to score at least 50 marks out of 100. For SC, ST, and OBC candidates, the bar is a little lower at 40 marks. Okay, we have covered the what, the why, and the how. Now for the most time-sensitive piece of information, the when. You really need to pay close attention here because you do not want to miss this window of opportunity. So get your calendars out. The application portal officially opens on April 9th, 2026. It will then close on May 1st, 2026. Make sure you mark those dates down and get your application in way before that final deadline. Don't wait till the last minute. And finally, let's talk about the application fee. For candidates in the General, OBC, and EWS categories, the fee is 1,180 rupees. But, and this is great news, for anyone who falls under the SC, ST, or persons with benchmark disabilities categories, the application is completely, totally free of cost. So there you have it, a complete breakdown of what looks like a fantastic career opportunity with Northern Coalfields Limited. This could seriously be that stable, rewarding government job you've been working towards. So, what do you think? Are you going to go for it? If you are, let us know in the comments if you'd find things like mock tests and previous year's questions helpful for your prep. If enough of you are interested, we might just be able to help with that.